maybe we can talk a little bit about how this is sold.
Sure. Pretty much what we do is within communities and people's networking, they find different businesses that are in jeopardy of either going out or they're always in a cash crisis. Any restaurant is really suffering right now, with the exception of a few, obviously. Retail stores have been seeing a big hit. Even some industrial, plumbing companies, roofing companies, pool companies, or seasonal merchants use this money a lot too. Guys that are getting ready for the summer months in the Northeast, as an example, need this money right now, a quick $30,000 or $60,000, in order to get their stores back up to production. Maybe they need to fill it with inventory. They need to get their vendors back uploaded. Most of the seasonal guys have to pay their vendors up front, which is all new now, very new over the last 60 to 45 days. A lot of different things have been changing within the vending industry, so it affects everybody across the board. Those are kind of guys that you'd want to keep an eye out for. We have a lot of banking relationships with some just regional bank managers. If you have a rapport with one of them, where guys come in and try to get a bank loan and they obviously get denied because banks just aren't lending to that industry, they might give you a call and recommend you call Peter's Pizza or Joe's Pizza or whatever. He came in looking for a loan and got denied. They don't have to give you any personal information to jeopardize their job, but just a word of mouth, and then you can kind of go and solicit them off of this point. Remember, there's no personal guarantee. Your credit score doesn't matter. It's quick cash, funding in as little as 3 to 5 business days at best. And, it's based off your company sales, so your company is paying it back. You can take the money and use it for whatever you want. That doesn't really matter to us at all. However, debt consolidation, it's not really, the money shouldn't be used for debt consolidation. If they're in debt all over the place with credit cards, the interest on this is obviously pretty high. All you've basically done is put it off onto another collector, basically. So if you're paying off debt with debt, it's just a nasty circle that you don't really want to get involved in.
Yeah, you prefer people that need some cash in order to finance the continuation or expansion of their business, just in the normal course of business, not somebody who is dying out there and just
correct.
For Peter to pay Paul.
Exactly. Even if these guys are behind on their rent, depending on how far behind they are, depending on with their vendors as well, depending on how far they are behind on their vendors, we'll still take a look at it. If a guy owes their coffee company, we'll stick on that $10,000 and rent $5,000, and we're getting him an advance for $50,000. Well, what I'm going to do is basically take out the $10,000 and pay the coffee company directly, and I'm going to take out the $5,000 and pay their rent directly. So the benefit here is they're going to net $35,000 out of that loan, and they're going to be current on everything else. But we're going to pay them directly. Yes. So it's a big benefit to those guys.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. And we've got restaurants, bars, hotel, motel, bed and breakfast, automotive, including limo and cab companies, florists, garden shops. Mostly these are retail, sell to the consumer kind of businesses, mostly with a retail location.
Correct. We'll do a lot of online stuff, too. A good example would be we're doing a sports conclave in New Jersey right now where it's basically a summer sports camp, and everybody signs up over this month. They started signing up last month, this month, and all through the summer. If they have an online capability of payment, we don't really want to use PayPal, but even if they are on PayPal, we'll make them switch to a more reputable credit card processor, and in that case, we'll be able to do the same exact thing. So they don't really necessarily need to have a storefront.
I like what
we've done.
They're more reputable than PayPal.
Well, the reason why PayPal is unreputable is because you can switch people, and the chargebacks on there don't really go through it. So there's no way of, if there's a problem, to secure the money.
Yes.
PayPal is just, it's frowned upon in even the banking world, too. If you have PayPal and you're getting an actual banking loan, they will typically make you switch to a reputable processing company. Ones that are owned by UBS, Wachovia, RBS. These are real, top 10 processors in the country. That's all I meant by that.
Yeah, no, I understand. PayPal, I think, is unreliable for a merchant as a merchant account provider anyway. It's really unreliable.
Absolutely.
A lot of
well, the merchant is able to switch a lot of different things, too, on PayPal, which is the problem. rather than accepting credit cards, they can make the money go into a different account. So if we were doing a lockbox into their bank account, not making them switch, they could switch the money going into somewhere else.
I see. So
very easily.
So they pay you a discount rate, just like a regular credit card? I mean, you also have a credit card processor ability, so they're paying a discount rate on their credit cards the same as they're paying now also?
Correct. If we have to make them switch, we automatically match all their rates. We typically beat them.
Okay.
One of the biggest benefits of that is if we do make them switch, we'll match their rate, and then when they're done paying the loan back, we'll give them a call and say, hey, we're going to cut your costs down to this, which will, everybody likes that. So it kind of saves face and keeps them on the system longer. If they're on the system and they stay on there, the benefit is that we can monitor them and offer them money without even the sales agent approaching them, even though you guys still get paid.
Okay.
So what I mean by that is this guy's been doing consistently $50,000 a month, every single month over the past 2 years, and he's on our system. I might shoot the guy an email and say, hey, guess what? You are pre-approved for $60,000.
Yeah.
That, sometimes sparks some interest in getting additional money.
Yeah. So how does the additional money work? Do they have to pay back the first loan, or
They do not. That is probably the biggest difference between us and everybody else. An example would be $30,000 loan. They pay it down to $10,000 balance, and they need an additional $20,000. That previous company is going to give them an additional $30,000 and make them pay off that original note of $10,000.
Uh-huh.
Now, that's not very fair to the merchant. They're making them pay in 4 months as opposed to 6 or 8. With us, we'll fund right on top of their existing balance, like a line of credit. So they can come back, they'll see $20,000 rather than having a whole entire new note of 30.
Right.
And that all comes down to leverage and, transparency. We don't want to hurt their bottom line any more than they're already hurting, so affordability is really the most important thing.
And we have, in many ways, it's a great time for sort of richer people in the U.S. and a very, very difficult time for the rest of us. Main Street, the merchants you're talking about, have been hit like, the depression, really, in many cases. Has it been good for your business or bad for your business?
Absolutely. It's been great for our business. We're selling money in a depression. It's always a good thing.
So this is a real depression-proof business. I mean, even if things go south some more, there's still going to be people still have to eat out. They're still going to buy flowers, and they're still going to drink alcohol, whatever. And so our students can go and they can sell your services to those people and still make money.
Absolutely, and another big benefit is that nothing is binding, and it costs them nothing to see what is available to them. I always tell you're a small business owner. You always need to know what money is available to you and at what cost. You never know what can happen in the future. Maybe the food inspector comes in and tells you that you need a new hood or a new boot for your system, and that can cost $10,000. Well, all of a sudden, where are you going to charge for $10,000? Why use your money when you can use somebody else's?
Yeah.
So for this, even if they're not interested, I always tell our sales reps the number one goal is to get the application out the door and get those 3 items back.
Yes.
So that one application, the 3 months bank statements, and their 6 months credit card statements. We'll be able to get them numbers back to them. They can take a look at it. If it makes sense to them, we'll move forward. If not, stick it in your filing cabinet. If something comes up in the future, give us a call. We'll have you in the system. We'll already know what the underwriting was. We can base it off that model right away.
So when you're making sales to these merchants, what do you say to them to get them interested?
Well, typically most of the merchants that we're talking to are looking for money.
Okay.
However, when we're doing the cold calls, it's a tough economy. We're a direct lender. There are no fees associated with anything. You're a restaurant. I understand how difficult it can be in the future. I understand how difficult it can be to get money. That's one of our specialties in our niche in the industry is funding restaurants or funding whoever you're talking to typically. And, the application process is very simple. There is no cost associated with it, and it is not binding. You're a small business owner. Let's see what we can get you. It's, not going to cost you anything. If it makes sense, we'll move forward from there. If not, you'll be armed with some information for some money. If anything pops up in the future, you have the opportunity to buy inventory at pennies on the dollar. There's a lot of different things that you can play into, and I can provide provide you with some marketing materials and sales pitches as well to help your guys out with them.
That'll be good. That'd be great. Lane, anything else we should find out from Bill?
Well, I think that what I love about this program myself is that, and why I wanted to bring this out to the students is I think we all know somebody right now that could probably benefit from this in one way or another from one of these three products.
Right.
So we're going to post on the site the submission form that Bill mentioned, also some scripts, and I'd be happy to take any calls from anybody or emails or questions directly on this program. We're going to start marketing it internally here, and I'm very excited about this because I think it's one of those things that's very timely, and it's very unique in the marketplace. That's why I want to build a touch on how he's different than the rest of the market, because I think that's a key component here. We have something that really no one else has. So, Bill, I want to say thanks. I appreciate you coming on today, and I look forward to working with you on a lot of this stuff.
I appreciate the time. I really do. Any more questions, Lane, you can always get a hold of me.
Excellent.
Okay.
Hey, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And and this is going to be these are part of our we're gonna have more things like this to address Main Street, and this is a great one. And we wanted you to hear from Bill because Bill raises private money. He's got a better cost of funds. He's got a more flexible program, and we think this is a great program for you to be offering to small business owners who may not have real estate or have other kinds of collateral and need money. So hopefully this will be productive for everybody, and
Correct.
we'll get you as a student. We'll get you information about with a form and all that to submit the deals to, and we'll be talking about deals as they come in from students. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.